The following includes samples of those killers who committed the most heinous acts against the Syrian people. They are mere random samples amongst tens of thousands, and the Syrian government archives the personal data of those international murderers. Adil Naif al-Shumari, nickname Abu Usama. Nationality Saudi. He was a major in the Saudi army and belongs to ISIS organization. He participated in invading Deir Atiyah town, in which he committed, among other terrorists, vicious crimes against doctors, nurses, and the wounded in the National Deir Atiyah Hospital. He was killed on the 20th of November 2013. Ali Jubran al-Fifi, nickname Abu Asmahan al-Jazrawi, nationality Saudi. He belonged to Al-Nusra Front and was former prisoner in Guantanamo. He was rated as one of the most dangerous Saudi terrorists in Al-Qaeda. He was on the list of the 85 criminals wanted by the Saudi security agencies, arrested and then released. Afterwards, he joined Al-Nusra Front in Syria. He was killed in Homs during clashes with the Syrian army on the 19th of July 2013.
There is a blackout in pretty much of a lot of the world media on what is really going on in Syria and why. And of course, from the American side of it, our media, our mass media is totally compromised now because of the consolidation which happened under a Republican president. Instead of having all the wonderful, diverse, independent media that we have, it's all big conglomerates, much of them owned and controlled by big Jewish run organizations. So if they want to get in league with the government on something, they just do it. There's no punishment. So what's going on in Syria, American people really don't have much of an idea. Most American people don't know a Syrian person. We have many Syrians in the US, but they tend to live in some of the larger cities where you have people from the Mideast. Many people live their whole lives and they never meet anyone from Syria, so they think it's far away. And the main propaganda hurdle that we have is, this is the most common one, those people have been fighting each other for 2,000 years, and they're probably always going to be fighting each other, and why should we get involved?
Muhammad Ahmad al-Abduli, nickname Abu Mus'ab, nationality Emirati, belonged to ISIS organization. A former staff colonel in the army of the United Arab Emirates, imprisoned in the Emirates on charges of his belonging to Muslim Brotherhood organization. He was discharged from the army for belonging to Al-Ummah Party, branch of the Muslim Brotherhood Party in the Emirates. Participated in training Liwa al-Ummah in Deir el-Zor and joined in several battles with Ahrar al-Sham.
أول نرجس خلي الناقلة تتحم قدام وتدفع الجدار وإذا في ضغط ضد الأفراد.
He planned the Battle of Airports Taftanaz and Al-Jarrah, as well as the Battle of Al-Raqqa. He is also a friend of terrorist Hassan al-Duqi. There are photos showing both together in Istanbul with a group of terrorists of Al-Ummah Party. He was killed in Al-Raqqa during clashes with the Syrian army on the 3rd of March 2013. Omar Mahmoud Najib Abu Qattam, nickname Abu Ala, nationality Palestinian Jordanian. He belonged to Al-Nusra Front. He was a former fighter within the ranks of extremists in Iraq. He was arrested in Jordan and joined Al-Nusra Front after releasing him in February 2013. He was killed in Damascus countryside during clashes with the Syrian army on the 12th of April 2014.
Particularly, we were surprised when Obama said, you know, we're going to totally neutralize ISIL. And we went like, you know, what has he got planned? You know, is he going to drop the 82nd Airborne in and whatever. I said, how is he going to do that? Because the forces weren't available actually to do it. I mean, the Marines are the only people that you can bring in, and the Marines are not a sustainable force. They go in for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and then they have to be pulled out. But our analysis was 1,500 air sorties a day, of which we would have to move virtually all of the combat airplanes that we have into the region. It would cost a fortune. And we would have to put 500 drones over the area to where somebody from ISIL wouldn't even go near a car, much less if they started it up, it would give it a heat signal. And I said, yeah, then ISIL is bye-bye. And it would be very hard to recruit. Very hard to recruit when people never come home who join these terrorist organizations.
Abdul Wahid Majid, nickname Abu Sulaiman al-Baritani, nationality British. He worked as a driver for the Lebanese sheikh from Al-Qaeda, Omar Bakri Fistok, who resided in London and headed an extremist Salafi cell in Britain. He had announced his support for chopping off heads, London assaults and the 11th of September event, as well as for the Afghani jihadists. Britain has not put him away till the year 2005 without charging him. Abu Sulaiman has been the most discernible member in the cell of Omar Bakri, accompanied by Nigeria killer Michael Adibulajo, who killed a British soldier with a chopper. He drove a truck loaded with 8 tons of explosives and broke through the walls of Aleppo Central Prison on the 8th of February 2014. Khadija Dair, nickname Muhajiratu Sham, nationality British. She is fighting within the ranks of ISIS organization, along with her Swedish husband Abu Bakr. She is active in recruiting Western and British girls for joining the fight in Syria through Twitter, like, "All the people back in land of disbelievers, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and join the caravan to where the laws of Allah is implemented." She used to be a casual girl who liked to play and hang out. She turned into a jihadist after her marriage to the Swedish Abu Bakr. She tweeted asking everyone to publish the images of slaying American journalist James Foley. She ironically tweeted, "Britain and the US are trembling now," adding, "I wish I could be the first armed woman who slays a British or American."
That's just not something a bunch of criminals that they get out of the hovels of different Arab cities. They don't know how to do things like that. And then we also saw that they had very, very good intelligence. And by that I mean they had either satellite or drone intelligence from the air. So they always knew where the Iraqi army was and where they were not. And we know that they don't have satellites and they don't have drones. So someone was giving that to them. And we suspect the Israelis are at the top of the list. And then we think possibly part of the shadow government people, some of these contractors from the Bush holdover area and whatever, are giving them. We see no way, because the types of tactics that they're using are the types of things that our best people could do. And they can't do it without all of those extra things. So we could see there's a major country hand in it, or several major countries in the top. And the scary thing about it, there may be things that the U.S. is doing that there are people in the U.S. government, because we have people in the command that know there's things going on militarily that they can find no trace of in the chain of command.
Turki al-Ash'ari, nickname Abu al-Zubayr, nationality Saudi. He belonged to An-Nusra Front organization. He was the Sharia judge of the front in Hama. He fought in Aleppo, the central prison, and Dar Atiyah. He was one of the most important Saudi Al-Qaeda members in Al-Nusra Front. He was a poet and active on Twitter and social networking sites. He encouraged unity amongst jihadists and suicidal operations. An-Nusra assigned him to achieve conciliation with ISIS during the supper event of Al-Adha feast on the 18th of October 2013, which comprised a number of ISIS and An-Nusra leaders. He was killed in a suicidal explosion at a checkpoint for the Syrian army in the village of Al-Rahjan in Hama countryside on the 27th of January 2014. Abdul Rahman Ayashi, nickname Abu Hajar, nationality French. He graduated from Belgium, specialized in software engineering and internet sites. He is a specialist in networks and communications and owns the Netcom Group, which was established in 2008. He belongs to the organization of Suqur al-Sham Brigades. He was killed in Idlib in clashes with the Syrian army on the 19th of June 2013.
Moi, je ne pense pas qu'il y ait eu une volonté des Européens de pousser ou d'aider les apprentis djihadistes d'aller en Syrie. Bon, les Européens sont des imbéciles, mais pas forcément des idiots complets. Ils savent fort bien, leur service de renseignement savait fort bien les dangers de cette migration des terroristes, des futurs terroristes en Syrie. Par contre, il est plus que probable que la Turquie a joué un rôle trouble. Il y a eu récemment, il y a quelques mois, une affaire où deux frères qui avaient rejoint les terroristes en Syrie étaient revenus en Turquie. Et là, probablement à la demande des services français, ils avaient été arrêtés et invités à prendre l'avion pour la France. Alors ils ont pris l'avion et ils ont atterri à Marseille alors qu'on les attendait à Paris. C'est invraisemblable. C'est invraisemblable. C'est-à-dire que la Turquie n'a pas donné les informations.
Raphaël Calderon, nickname Abu Marwa al-Faransi, nationality French. He joined the brigade of Suqur al-Sham. His dead body was found in a clash with the Syrian army on the 14th of April 2013. Ramil Yahya, nickname Abu Malik, nationality Saudi. He joined the battles in Afghanistan and was a leading member in An-Nusra Front. He was imprisoned in Iraq for 7 years. He was killed in Aleppo during clashes with the Syrian army on the 23rd of June 2013.
На территории Сирии воюют наемники из многих государств мира, в том числе из России. И российское руководство очень озабочено этим фактом. Более того, предпринимаются шаги, чтобы заставить этих людей уйти с пути к террористической деятельности, на который они встали. Проблема в том, что это боевики, которых выучили на американские деньги бороться против России на Кавказе. Они там занимались организацией взрывов, расстрелов. И когда власть в России навела порядок и установила относительную безопасность Северного Кавказа, они даже для того, чтобы продолжить свою деятельность и для зарабатывания кровавых денег, и просто для выживания покинули Россию и воюют сейчас здесь. Убежден, что это изгои для нашей страны. Это люди, которые не просто не представляют народы России, но они утратили национальное чувство вообще. Они стали вот теми безродными людьми, которые ради американских долларов, желательно в толстой пачке, будут убивать даже своих родных. И с такими людьми нужно бороться только их уничтожением.